In today's video, we're going to talk about a stock that is about to make a huge move tomorrow and why y'all should be keeping it in your watch list. I'm also going to be discussing some of the stocks that I've mentioned in the past and what to expect with the overall market tomorrow, all right? All right, y'all, let's dive right into the charts right off the bat. We got the SPY. And what I told you guys yesterday partially occurred. I was very surprised at the price action that we saw. In the morning, I'm actually going to go straight to QQQ, and then we're gonna go on a 5-minute. All right. Actually, wait a minute. I think it was on the SPY. We're gonna go onto the 5-minute. So I told you guys the psychology behind my stance on the market. I told you I was leaning bearish because of the dip buyers that were very grateful to receive a second chance to break even and to get out and to hope for a cheaper price. And this morning the market started to sell off pre-market, and into the open it was chopping a little bit, and then it somehow recovered. I was not anticipating any type of recovery today. All right. And now the main question is, does this change my stand on the overall market? Am I now bullish? The answer is no. And I say no because we still haven't gotten any confirmation that the bears have completely retreated and that the bulls are now in control. If you look at it on the 1 hour, again, these dip buyers right here sold here, and then pre-market we sell off, and then it gives another chance to get out. So we got one chance to get out right here and another chance right here. They're gonna take it, and it looks like they took it. As you can see with the wicks, this is a doji. It's not looking good, and right now I believe that we're gonna drop again. I do think I am still bearish on all indices. I still think that we're going to fall unless we break above 48.10. I am bearish. All right. If you want, you can have an alert right here. Just set an alert, do the right click, single alert, and then create. And if it gets above it, you will know, and you will know also that there could be a nice opportunity to the long side. Again, watch for the volume also as another hint, just in case it's not a pump fake. But for right now, with the way everything stands, I'm leaning bearish. All right. Now let's look at one of the stocks that I've mentioned yesterday. Yesterday I told y'all to watch Nvidia for a potential run to 550 bucks. All right. The run was not rapid. That part I was wrong about. It wasn't. They didn't announce any news at all pre-market, but the stock held its own. QQQ was down by negative 0.8. And this one was actually neutral. And it held. It didn't sell off at all. It just held and then held. And then eventually it broke above this level of resistance and tried to make it to 550. All right. It tried its very, very best. And I think that this is the best that Nvidia can do. Number one, because this is not the cleanest bullish pennant that I've seen. And I also believe that it's not gonna make it all the way up here. I think it's gonna fall tomorrow, and if the Nasdaq opens at like negative 0.80 again, we can expect Nvidia to actually drop with the Nasdaq by 1%, maybe a little bit more than that. So I think this bullish move is done, and I think this is the part that Nvidia will start to roll over and go back down to 520. So watch this one for a drop to 520. Now, the main stock for this video that has a pretty decent structure, all right? I see it and I like it, and I think it's good to share in this video. That stock is, let me go on the 1 minute because there might be some drawing on there. That stock is Afrm. We're going to clear the chart, all right? Now, I want to share Afrm with y'all because of this. If you look at the daily chart, the stock had a massive run right up here, okay? It went from like the low 20s all the way up to $50, maybe a little bit above $50. And it's been retracing ever since. The bears are in control of the stock. All right. And today it didn't really do that well relative to the Nasdaq or the Dow Jones or IWM. All right. Now we're going to dive deeper. We're going to look at the 1 hour chart. Yeah. So we're going to zoom into this part. And the structure that I see, and some of you may see it as well, is a head, a left shoulder, and a right shoulder right here, which rejected after the big move from Monday. All right. The big market move from Monday. And if you look over here, I like how the shoulders are in the same region. And I think that the neckline is going to break tomorrow. All right, the neckline is right here at 41.67. So there is a lot of room, not just from here to here, but also from here to like maybe 30, maybe even 40 or $39. So there's some money to be made on this one. Keep this one in your watch list for tomorrow. The head and shoulders is there, unless it starts to play games over here and fails to break below the neckline within the next 2 days. All right, I would give this one. I'm expecting a rapid move, like just a fast drop below the neckline. So it shouldn't take too long. If it takes too long and stretches and stretches and stretches for 3, 4, 5 days, the pattern is done, and it's probably gonna start moving up and start squeezing shorts. All right, but for now, this is the structure that I want to share with y'all. All right, now somebody asked me a question about EXPE. And EXPE, which is Expedia, that stock has been bullish for quite some time now. If you look on the daily chart, huge move from earnings from 110 all the way up to 150. And right now, I wouldn't chase long, because if I was day trading the stock, I would actually sell at 152.70. Like I would sell at the close. And I say that because if you look at the 3-minute, there was a bullish pennant that formed, and then it popped out right here and ran all the way to where it's supposed to go from the bullish pennant. Now, people should have taken their money off the table right here. And also, it is at a previous level of resistance. These individuals in here from like 154 to 152 are incredibly grateful to get another chance to get out. So if you see this one gapping down below 151, there is going to be some panic. Kind of similar, like extremely similar to what happened on Monday with EXPE. Massive move up. And then pre-market, everything drops by 8%. So I expect the same thing to happen with Expedia drop to open up here. And then if we see more market sell-off, more panic, more fear, all of these things, we can see the stock drop all the way down to 146 tomorrow. So that's my thoughts on that one, and I hope that helps you, to the person who asked about it. The next stock that we're going to look at a specific bank. We're going to look at Morgan Stanley. All right. Now with Morgan Stanley, same thing again. It's very similar to EXPE. Massive move from the last month. Again, the Dow Jones have also moved like this, and a lot of other banks have also moved like this. This one had its move, and it looks like it's getting lumpy at the top. It's getting very weak up here. And also it has earnings coming up. And earnings is on the 16th, pre-market. So this is definitely something to keep on watch for. The stock is relatively cheap compared to the other banks. Well, a lot of banks are actually cheap, like Bank of America, like Wells Fargo, Citi, those are cheap. Expensive banks are like Goldman Sachs. All right, but with this one right here, it's kind of nice in the middle. The price is around $90, which is nice, and the contracts are also really cheap. So I don't expect it to be super inflated when we approach earnings, which could mean that a massive move would be very lucrative, especially for anyone holding those contracts. As long as there's no IV crush, then those contracts should pay off. But the main question remains, what kind of reaction are you going to get from earnings? That one is to be determined in another video. But for the days leading up to earnings, I do expect a drop. And I would like the stock, again, to fill this gap first. The faster it can fill this gap, the better. If it can fill that gap first before earnings, then it could be wonderful. Because I think after this pullback, there's going to be, like, this stock specifically might do well through earnings, and we're gonna see banks rally again to the upside. But first, I want to see a drop. So watch Morgan Stanley and maybe the other banks as well to have a pullback along with the Dow Jones. So that's my thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Again, do not forget to annihilate the like button as always. Remember, I make these videos from Sunday to Thursday at exactly 10 p.m. Central Time. All right, so definitely click on that subscribe button and click on that notification bell. That way YouTube notifies you whenever I release these videos. If you'd like to be part of a private Discord community, we can get all of this information in real time as I see them. You can find that as the first link in the description of the video below. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul Nguma and Patternology Lab on Instagram and on Twitter. One more thing before we conclude. Tomorrow, there's supposed to be a decision on the spot ETF for BTC. Apparently, there was something happened with the SEC Twitter account or X account, and they put out false news, and it caused a lot of commotion. Currently, BTC is down by quite a lot. So, in regards to what I think is going to happen tomorrow, I think it's gonna get rejected. I do, because the market, just the crypto market in general, needs to pull back a bit further, and it started already last week. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it get rejected. And also keep in mind, there's future applications for like March that need to be approved with a deadline of March. That's what I'm saying. So even if the one tomorrow gets rejected, there's still gonna be another decision be made in 2 months from now, and I think that one is gonna be a lot more positive than the one that we will see tomorrow. All right, yeah, that's the one thing that I forgot to mention in this video. If you'd like to get some free stocks with Webull, you can click on the third link in the description of the video below. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Nguma with Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see all of you in tomorrow night's video.